No tapping the table. It picks it up way too much.
Are we streaming Fortnite?
Who?
Hey! Welcome back to another episode of the LodgeCast. I'm Lauren. Today we have Mark with us.
Yeah, I'm back.
And Ava.
Hi.
And finally, he's finally on time
not
for the
late.
first podcast
Oh, man.
ever in podcast history. It's Manny.
Manny.
My hoodie's broken.
That's unfortunate.
Manny and his broken hoodie have decided to actually join us today.
Thank you.
Manny
Thank
and
you.
his broken hoodie.
Where have you been?
Yeah, where have
I
you
was
been?
in
What have you been up
Florida.
to?
I was in Florida.
You were in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
Family. I went to Disney World. That was fun.
Yeah, how was Disney World?
It was great. I went to Epcot. That was my favorite park.
Yeah? What did you see in Epcot? What's something that really stood out to you?
The track.
I don't know what
Really stood out.
Epcot is.
The track?
know either.
Epcot's like the Disney park that's
This
like all
is
the
loud.
countries.
The future park, like the future park. It has like the world, like it has all the, like different countries.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
I guess
really
around
cool.
the world and
It's like
stuff.
Japan,
Germany. And
France.
And like continental, the U.S. is between two Axis powers, which I find kind of funny.
Because I totally get that.
I
It's,
understand it, but I'm not following the
Axis
humor.
powers is like World War II.
Yeah, I know that. I'm a
Cool.
history nerd, but I don't know where the relevance was. Anyway.
I was just saying. Okay.
Who's excited?
Always.
Ava.
Surrounded by dumb people.
Manny.
Manny.
We gave Manny one rule.
Well,
he had
I
to talk like he can't be edited out, and now
I have to put the disclaimer back up. The disclaimer is the views expressed by Manny do not fully represent this lodge.
Why does he have a microphone?
yeah. Why does he have a microphone? I told him
Please
he.
Because we want to give him a chance.
So I
We wanna give you a chance.
tried. I
No,
tried to
take the
tell
mic
him,
back.
and I was like, Manny, you can't be Manny, and he said, "That's what you think." And then heel kicked in the hallway and ran all the way here. And then he actually.
No, I skipped.
Oh, sorry, he skipped. He skipped all the way here. Back to Ava, ignoring you.
Okay, I don't know if you know this, but skipping is very euphoric. It is very calming.
It
and
is.
Have you skipped recently? It's very nice. And calming.
That's such a weird question to
Have you
ask.
galloped recently?
Yes, I have.
I
Galloping doesn't do it for me. It's
no,
the
it's the
skipping.
skipping. The skipping is
Oh,
really where it's
okay.
at.
Ava, this is Ava's first time on the
Ava,
podcast.
welcome.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, how are you doing, Aba?
Abba.
Abba.
Abba. It's
my bad.
Or
Abba.
Abby.
Abby. Thoughts,
Striker
questions,
calls me Abby.
thoughts, questions, concerns?
Actually, lots of them.
Go ahead.
Lots of which? Questions or concerns?
All of the above.
Okay, cool. Well,
Mark's
cool.
finally.
Cool.
Mark's finally
I'm not
speaking.
behind. Yeah, I'm not behind the scenes this time. It's been
probably-
it's been a few podcasts that I've been the producer guy, the guy that makes you guys sound good. Now Cody's doing it.
Sure, Mark.
What does that mean?
It means you've been doing a great job, buddy.
That sarcasm is great. Felt very
I'm not.
much so.
What's sarcasm?
Mark, I will
Care to
say
explain
you
it
are
to
looking
me?
really cute today.
Don't
Just
Thanks.
yeah, no problem.
Okay. Anyway.
I forgot Mandy's an adult, so I was about to be like,
Mark, you
Manny's-
can take a compliment. I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
can't. What's our topic?
So today, I'm sure most of you, if you're a returning listener, know this, but every Monday night at Heart of the Lakes, we have youth group or the lodge. And kind of the basis of this whole podcast is for us to just kind of talk about what Pastor Cody talked about in his sermon and just kind of talk more about that and like just different experiences in our own lives and things that we kind of related to and just kind of things just about that. So today, Pastor Cody talked about prayer and the importance of honest prayer and just like, I guess, genuine prayer over proper those and these of prayer. So,
Sorry, I don't speak Old English.
So, upon thine
Okay.
KJV version of prayer.
KJV version of prayer.
Do you guys ever feel intimidated by prayer? Like going to pray, does it ever feel intimidating to you? Like, has it ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I know I at points have felt that way because I'm talking to the big man up in the sky. Oh, what do I say? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, there's a lot of things I could say, but I don't know, like, what's right. Like, how do I start it? Like, that was, like, a thing for a while. I was like, what up, G? Like, how's it hanging?
What up, Big G?
How you feeling? Wait, can you feel? Oh, like I would just like I would get down the bunny trails and I would get like lost. I'd lose track.
Just
of,
like in just loopholes of
Yeah,
constant like
yeah.
questioning. Yeah.
Like, oh, can you really do that? I don't know. Oh, geez, I don't know if I can ask. Like, can I ask that? Like, am I allowed to ask that? Am I good? Like, who? Like, that's what happens in my brain. I just start going on bunny trails.
I wasn't intimidation wasn't that big part of my prayer. It was more so anxious.
Yeah.
So I was very anxious, especially if a situation came up and I didn't and I screwed up big time, and like. It's like getting your hand caught in the cookie jar and like you trying to talk to, your father, and it's like,
because he knows everything, but you're like, you don't want to admit it.
Right.
Like what you did wrong. You're like, so that thing was.
For me, that was kind of like always what helped, because I didn't feel like I never really felt like afraid to tell God anything because He knows everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, it's like kind of like when you're telling somebody something and they already know and they're like, what? No way, really? You did what? And they already know.
Idea.
But it's also like it's so much easier to tell them something when they already know
Yeah.
it, because you don't have to worry about that initial reaction because they've already experienced it.
Yeah, once you get comfortable with that idea, I know. Yeah, which is interesting because I don't know. Like I have felt the way that Manny feels, where like I don't anymore, but like I have felt like, oh, I don't really want to admit this. Like, I was like, can we just act like. Can we just
didn't happen.
This didn't happen, like brushing on the rug, but you can't do that with
I was
God.
scared that He was gonna smite me.
Right? like as a kid, you're like, God is like can do powerful things. Am I gonna get struck by lightning if I admit this? Like,
Yo, I read the book of Job. I'm not ready.
right? Yeah, like,
Well-
oh no, the house is gonna collapse on me. Like,
Well, Cody talked about today, he was talking about using God as a vending machine. So you only pray when you want something. That's like, I don't know, like 2 years ago. That was me. Like
I'm still doing that.
I think we've all done that.
But like I never prayed unless it was like, God, give me this. God, make me like this. Make me feel like this. And then other than that, it was just like, and also thank you for being like awesome and being you. And like I'll see you like in 3 weeks when I want something again.
Right.
And now it's completely the opposite. Like for me now, it's like having a conversation with someone I trust.
Yeah.
It's just like back and forth when there's no like it's not real, but it's like it's
Yeah.
real, and it's like hearing
Yeah.
that just nothing but knowing it's there, and just being able to talk and not being afraid of anything, like any repercussions or anything. You're just listening
Just open.
and just open, and I think that's like it's really different from how it was for me like years ago, and and then you look back at it and you're like, He did.
Yeah.
Like he helped me by helping me to Him. Like that's kind of what I see it as now. But like, what about you, Ava? What are your kind of experiences with prayer?
My experiences.
Yeah, yours, Ava.
Why do you think that people's view of prayer changes over the years?
I think it's because
Maturity.
You just get more
Maturity.
comfortable with it, right?
There we
Yeah, you get more
you
comfortable when you
like
gain
as you
trust
do
with
something
it.
more, you kind of have to train yourself to learn how to pray.
It's like almost riding a bike. Like you have
Yeah.
to start off small.
You gotta like work at it, and like what I had is I was like, oh, I'm not allowed to ask God for things, so I wouldn't pray because I'm like, oh, I can't ask you for something, which is you should. For me that was a discouragement. I don't know if you guys have ever been like that, like, oh, I can't talk to Him because I just like am asking for something and I shouldn't ask for something. It's not. God might say no. Like I think you should still talk to Him and be like, hey, this might be selfish, but I would.
Like $5.
Like just pray, just talk to God.
Right.
And like I don't know if you guys have felt this way. I would feel like my prayers weren't fancy enough, and like I wasn't speaking properly to the almighty bestower of life.
I always thought when I was younger that I was like when I was like younger, I was like, if I sound really like distinguished and I'm like really like thoughtful in my words, I'm really serious, He'll like consider it more. He'll be like, wow, she sounds educated.
Right.
Let me Let me give her that $20.
Ooh, that was so well presented.
Wow.
Let me
It's like
speak
when
with the
you're-
council.
When
and
you want like
decide.
your cousins to sleep over and you
Yeah.
make this like this PowerPoint and you go to your parents and you put on a show and you're like, so
And
what do you think?
Yeah.
And then they still say no. And you're like, what? I
you're
put
like,
all
I did
that work.
so good. Look at this.
I even had a
I
works
have
cited
footnotes.
page.
I have
Like,
footnotes and works cited, and you said no.
you said no? It's kind of like, I feel like that's kind of like how it was.
How we
for
do
me.
it? Yeah,
And it's
you're like, God,
no.
I pray to thee, thine almighty holy one, to bestow upon me this request.
KJV.
Like KJV.
version.
I didn't really have that problem because I was educated, but
Wow. what are you saying?
I read like Where's Waldo? Excuse me. Okay,
You read
Oh, is that
a
your
book of just
educational-
straight up
Yeah.
pictures?
the Scholastic magazines.
He was
Oh
hard
my
to
God.
find.
Mark,
I struggled,
it
man.
really wasn't.
I struggled. There's a lot of red on those pages, guys.
That's why you have quadrants. So you divide and you go, did you wait? So this might just be me, but did you ever like be like, you didn't find him, but you would tell people you found him, or you would just
No.
like pick one of the people and be like, that's him, and then just keep going.
You could tell because I was really mad on the pages. I couldn't find him.
I don't think I was a weird kid. I just did Where's Waldo like find picture books in my room like, by myself, and that was it. Like I just finished it, and I didn't tell anybody. Just be done.
Like dope.
Good job, Manny. I'm so
Locked
proud
away.
of you.
I'm like,
I did see like so
Nobody must know my power.
that kind of on the topic of like prayer. I saw this like TikTok the other day of this girl who was like, what people think prayer is, and she's like, my Father, out thou in heaven, like hallowed be thy name, these and these. She's just out here like speaking like in tongues basically, and then it's like versus what it actually is. And she's like, God, you will not believe what happened to me today. It was just so much was going on, and I'm just like, and this girl, she got in my face, and it made me so stressed out, and she's just like ranting to him, and I was just like, that is so true. Like,
That's
is
relatable.
exactly what it is. Because I think a lot of people, like, especially like when they're not really like familiar with God, they think it has to be like very
Yeah. I mean, it's better to pray a bad prayer than not pray at all.
exactly.
Truthfully, like quote unquote bad prayer. There's not really such thing. It's talking to God, but it's better to be the awkward, like, hey, so I don't know how to say this, but like, I don't know what to do here. Can you help me, please? Thanks. Like, it's better to do that than just like not say anything at all.
I mean, I think that's a big problem with people, and especially yourself when you're trying to pray. You're judging yourself and what other people, how they would judge how you're thinking or praying, and we have to take into context that God doesn't judge.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is just what you're saying. He'll take it word for word or like understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Because he knows you. He knows you better than you probably do.
We talked about this like a bunch today. When it comes down to it, it's like when you go to God when you want only when you want something, and comparing it to like if a friend only comes to you when they want something, how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Makes you feel used.
Right. Oh, used.
And it's like, and then you think about, and like Cody brought this up, he was like, well, how do you think that makes God feel? He loves you no matter what. Like, his love for you is unconditional. He's proud of you. He's here for you. He loves
what did
you.
Cody say? He's tough. He can take it.
He's tough, he can take it.
God's tough. He can take it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one tougher. So, but it is awkward. Like, so I don't know about you guys. Do you guys have like consistent times you try to pray? Like, you have like I try to pray at this time every day. No, it's
No.
fine. Some people do. I do. I wasn't sure if you guys did, because sometimes like it's not bad to not have that. It's just I find it helpful personally to have that in schedule. Like every morning I do a devotional, and I try to pray on my drive to work. I can't do it right when I wake up, or else I'll pass back out again. So I have to do the devotional first and listen through to that while I'm like getting ready for work, and then and then on my drive, and then while I'm at work I'll pray then, and that's my like scheduled like consistent time.
So when you're praying in your car, do you ever like get scared you're gonna crash into
No,
something?
because you don't have to close your eyes when you're
Well,
praying.
yeah, no, of course
He's just
not.
like,
But
he's got his fingers crossed on the wheel.
Jesus,
His
you'll
eyes
take
are
it.
closed.
Jesus,
everything.
Jesus autopilot engaged. I'm praying, so God will make sure I don't
are
crash.
you really just saying praying and like Jesus take the wheel?
Yeah, I
And
sing
then-
that every morning as I'm
No,
driving to work.
But like you don't ever like while you're driving just have a thought and then you just think about that and then you just
Oh,
like zone
like
out.
yeah, like go off topic. That happens to me a bunch. That's why I've
Well,
tried to put it in this. Like,
I mean like zone out while you're driving or something like. Are you,
oh yeah, that's why I try to make it a scheduled thing because then I'm consistent with it and it's easier to keep it on track since I'm already in the rhythm.
Got it.
I did that a lot because my brain does the crazy loop-de-doop thing that it just goes on its own railroad tracks, and I'm like, oh, I just ended up thinking about macaroni when I was trying to talk about Jesus, and I don't know how I got here, type of thing. Like it's just
I think like sometimes like kind of like in my head I'll like be thinking about something completely different and then it just like it morphs into a prayer. Like I think
Yeah.
that like it's for me sporadically throughout the entire day. Like I'll be thinking about something and I'll be like, you know what, God, like what are your thoughts? I'm just
Yeah.
like it's like it goes like from like up here and I'm just like ooh and I'm back down here and I'm just talking to Jesus and then it's like just moves all around throughout my brain like all day. Like that's just like for me that's how it is because it's just kind of like and obviously there are times when like I sit down and I'm like I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be quiet and just gonna just be with God. But like for the most part, it's very sporadic for me.
which is fine. That works too.
Yeah.
I just for me the way I function, I have to have that scheduled because I forget things.
My prayer time is
So do I,
mostly
Mark.
just like whenever. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's just like checking up, like because my life's good most of the time. But then when it's not, it just So then I start praying. You know?
I have to be intentional when it's like bad things are happening to be positive in my prayers. Like I'm sure a lot of us struggle with that is like when you want to be like, God, this sucks right now. Can you make it stop? But like sometimes there's a bigger picture that we don't see. So we'll pray and we'll be like, can you make it stop? Like Cody shared his story and him and Bethany's story. And I don't know if you want me to like, if you like, they struggled with having kids for the longest time and they prayed through it and they were like they got frustrated and they prayed because they didn't know what to do. And they ended up, now they have 3 kids and those kids are stinking adorable.
4 including Mark.
Yes, I'm the 4th child and I live in the basement. I'm the basement dweller.
No.
Basement
They
attic.
live in your attic.
Oh, that's true. Yes. They live in it's my house. Yes.
Mark was so kind and so courteous
Yeah,
to let
I
the
so
Moorheads
kindly-
live in his attic.
Not only that, I
family.
decided
The
that
whole family.
I gave them the house and I pay them rent now. I decided that, and just out of the God spoke to me. and said that.
the
That's
kindness
what
of
I
Mark's
need.
heart. The like going back to like the big picture thing is Cody made me do something the other day. Like he had me stand with like my nose to a wall, and then it was like, "What do you see?" And I was like, "The wall."
Yeah.
Take a step back. What do you see? The window. Take a step back. What do you see? The whole wall. Take a step back. You see the whole room. Where I was standing, like the farthest back, that's what God sees.
Yeah.
What I see is this close up picture of a wall.
Yeah, because that's all we can see at this
That's all
point in
we-
time.
and then it's
Isn't
just like-
there the analogy like you're looking at part of the elephant or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's like the same concept.
Right. What about you, Ava?
Do you ever stand too close to the wall?
Yeah.
Ava, talk.
Do you ever find yourself licking paint off the wall?
Only when the paint's wet. Okay?
Only when the paint's wet.
You know, you want to like taste the flavor.
It tastes like
what if
vanilla.
The colors taste like a flavor. You know.
You always have to check.
Exactly.
This
could
is
taste like what?
this is
This is
black,
black licorice.
blackberry.
Black licorice.
Blackberry.
Blackberry.
That's what it is.
They're melting on my tongue.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
Okay.
Or are we just doing like Charlie
No.
the Chocolate
So,
Factory? Just
the other
like
day-
when he's in the wall.
Just
and-
pull the
Yes.
wall up.
The other day at school, Mercedes was just walking around the hallway. She's going, the flavors are melting on my tongue, and all the classroom doors are open. She's just screaming.
Cody hated Jesse and I when we had the week that we went to Camp Burton because Jesse and I shared a room with Cody and we spent the whole night just doing that like out of nowhere. Like it'd be silent. It'd just be silent, and one of us you'd hear the flavors are melting on my tongue, and then Cody's just like, I'm gonna murder one or both of you.
I don't remember.
Go both. It's easier.
We were in Ohio for Winter Jam, and then
We were not in Ohio for Winter Jam.
Winter Jam.
Brain
Yeah,
freeze?
Freeze. Keep your
Close
story
enough.
straight.
Close enough.
winter brain freeze thing.
It's-
Yeah.
It's cold.
Brain Jam.
cold.
We did music. It's same thing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we were just we had a boys' cabin, and I don't know why, but I just heard like you screamed for some reason. I don't know why.
I did.
Yeah, I think you were yelling at the middle school boys.
Probably. I don't remember. They were probably doing something
dear.
ridiculous.
Or you.
That's how middle school boys are.
And then as soon as we opened,
I was a middle school boy.
it was crazy.
remember it.
That cabin's kind of nice because it's separated.
Yeah, right?
And then like I opened the door to like that area, and it just stinks of.
Oh, never wander into the middle school boys' cabin.
Our cabin was awesome.
It smelled amazing and everything. Like
I
It was
heard-
so
It
good.
doesn't matter.
It was
It doesn't matter.
beautiful. We had a grand old time.
The middle schoolers,
We
middle
lost
school boys
socks.
always smell gross.
Don't take showers.
It is.
Don't take
It
showers.
literally,
It's
without
okay.
fail. My goal is to help. My goal every year when I'm at a camp is to help try to make the middle school boys not do that.
It was
And it's always-
so funny because when I went there, because this was my second time in
Knock
at
you
Brain
out
Freeze.
kind of smell.
No, I went. This was my second time at Brain Freeze. The first time I went, I didn't bring enough stuff.
Oh yeah, I have to. Did I have to give you like a towel or something? Because you didn't. You
No,
you had nothing.
I used. Well, I forgot to tell him this one too, so I had to use a shirt.
yeah, that's
Man,
right.
oh,
You
yeah.
He brought absolutely nothing to
The first
camp.
time. The first time. The second time, I brought almost everything.
Almost no, absolutely nothing.
I forgot the towel. That was the only thing I forgot.
Cody.
Why is it that every stinking time we take high school boys to a retreat, right? It's like we're trying to navigate the Oregon Trail.
Hey, excuse
we
me.
didn't pack enough stuff.
Okay, 1 second.
We have to turn back.
There's a list.
Wait,
There's
what?
not enough oxen.
There's some context. There's no
We're
phones
gonna have
allowed,
to eat
right?
somebody.
My thing is,
Man, he has typhoid.
my thing is, on the list of the things, the only thing I didn't bring was the towel, but I did bring a Bible, which was much more important. And guess what? We didn't
even use
on that
them.
trip. A Bible.
Why?
Bible.
Question for the pastor. Why didn't we use our Bibles?
we did
Jesus.
the last day.
We did use our Bibles.
No, we didn't.
Yes,
We
we
used
did.
our Bibles
No,
the
we
whole
didn't.
time.
He's
Stop
lying.
lying. We are in a church.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, guys!
We used the Bible.
How was
app.
everybody's Easter?
Oh, mine was great.
What'd you do, Mark?
I made crunch wraps with some of my friends. We made homemade crunch wraps. It was so cool.
That sounds so good.
It was. We like did all of it on our own, and then we played poetry for Neanderthals. I suck at that game.
I
am
played that.
so bad. I am not good with words. So taking
get
a
hit a
game where
lot?
I have to say certain words, I got hit a lot. My team lost a lot of points because I would say double syllables. I was like very much.
No.
And they're like, that's 2 syllables. I'm like, no, it's not. And they're like, it's a 4-letter word. They're like, it's 2 syllables. I'm like, crap.
Two syllables.
Kevin from the office. Why
Why
use lot words when small words?
It's
makes-
when few word do
when
trick.
few words do trick.
Kevin, do you want to see the world or go to SeaWorld? SeaWorld. You want to see the world or go to SeaWorld? SeaWorld. I thought it was
Well,
fun.
to be
I never
fair,
watched The Office.
he was saving
Cringe.
energy.
Manny, what did you do for Easter?
I hit children.
Could you clarify on that before?
No, podcast over. Bye.
No.
Ava, what did
children
you do
as in-
for
okay,
Easter?
I don't want to get
Spend time with
canceled.
family, you
Excuse
know.
me. Hey,
Oh, same,
hey,
same,
guys,
same.
guys.
Are we
I
still
don't want.
talking?
I
Let
don't
him correct
I don't want-
himself.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Let
No,
him correct himself.
I have 5 siblings. Okay, that's all the context. No.
Like 5 counting you.
Yeah,
No,
6 including me.
Oh, same.
I
5
said
siblings.
5 siblings. Okay, so 2 of them are my younger brother Diego is 15.
Worth hitting. Oh, sorry.
That too.
That's true.
My younger sister is 14, and then I have triplet siblings, and they are all great. They're a lot of fun. They're 4, and we had an Easter egg hunt.
So did you beat all of them or just a few of them?
I threw them across the room.
All of them? I was really hoping that you were gonna be like
Happy
into pillows or
Easter.
into something soft, like
Easter's past. It was Sunday.
No.
Manny. I'm
Yesterday was
helping
Easter.
you. I'm helping
Oh,
you get out of the
pillows,
hole.
pillows,
You
pillows.
threw them onto the couch, right? And
On
there was pillows. and all
marshmallow
stuff.
peeps.
Sweet.
I
Okay,
played
good.
Real
Literally
Life
sweet.
Among Us with my cousins in the basement.
That's awesome.
Were you like?
Did you win? Were you the imposter?
No, my 7-year-old niece was the imposter.
Was it how?
She grabs the paper, she
What?
looks at it, and she goes, She shuffles backwards and she's like hiding her paper and she's running. We made fake tasks, like, and she's just going over here. She's like,
What,
Just like,
what color was she?
she was purple.
So
purple.
purple sus.
Purple was sus. Purple was sus indeed.
did she kill you?
She didn't kill anybody.
Oh, did she know how to play?
Did you just vote her
She's just
out?
like-
It was her idea and she didn't know what she was doing.
All right. Well,
All right.
that's
Well,
cool. Praying is good.
praying is good.
It's great.
I recommend
And
it. 10 out of
some-
10 would recommend.
Put on Yelp. No, but actually,
I learned how to pray at this church.
I think it's important just to remember that praying doesn't always need to be this like follow laid out instructions. And it can be, but it mostly is just like being vulnerable and being honest with your friend, and your friend is God. And I think that if
Just
that's the
spending time
principle
with your
of it.
friend. Like, the more time you spend with your friend, the better relationship you have
exactly,
with them.
and if that's principle and that's what you always remember, you can help really improve your prayer life, and it'll just overall do a lot for you. So thank you so much, guys, for
Yeah.
joining us today on the LodgeCast.
Jesus. Woo!
Go Jesus.
Woo!
Team Jesus.
You can listen to the LodgeCast on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcast. Or you can watch the live
Music.
videos on YouTube,
Apple Music. Or Apple
Struggle too
Podcast.
much.
Apple Podcast.
I will say this. I made the outro music. I just thought you guys would like to
Yeah,
know
Mark
that.
made the
Thank you
outro
so
music.
much.
So
Good
let's
job.
all
Hope you
applaud for
enjoy it.
Mark.
It's
Good
kinda-
job,
Hope you
Mark.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Manny didn't clap.
Thank
Let's
you.
dance out. Dance
Yeah,
it
dance
out,
it
guys.
Peace. See ya.
Bye, guys. Ava, you're not dancing.